Hey, what's up? It's Ben here. Today, I'll be going over how to set a trailing stop loss on the Webull app. I'll give you a general overview of what a trailing stop loss is, why it might be beneficial for you to use it, and how to set it up on the Webull app. I've also did a video on how to set a take profit and stop loss order on the Webull app as well. So if you want to learn that, you can check out the video in the description. And if you haven't signed up with Webull, don't forget that when you do, you'll get 2 free stocks that could be valued up to $1,850. It's basically like free money. Feel free to check that out. Links are down below as well. So for those of you who don't know what a trailing stop loss is, it's a sell order that you can place where you can also set the amount of loss you are willing to incur. It could be a percentage amount or a dollar amount. And the important thing to know about the trailing stop loss is that it follows, or aka trails, the highest price of a stock, but it will never adjust downward. So for example, let's say you have a share of a stock that's currently trading around $100 a share and you set a trailing amount for $5. So right from the start, you basically have like an order to sell at $95. If the stock goes up in value to $103 per share, that stop loss to sell will also go up, and in this case, it will now be set at $98. But if the stock price goes back down and starts trading around $100, the stop price will not be adjusted downward. It'll only be adjusted when the stock price reaches a higher high. And that's the beauty of it. It will help you minimize your loss and potentially maximize your gains. Because let's say the stock price reaches to $120 per share, and if the stock price ever starts taking a dive, it'll automatically sell at $115 per share because we initially had set the trailing amount for $5, remember? And if you were ever comparing the trailing stop loss to just an ordinary stop loss, for a stop loss, you'll have to be constantly adjusting your stop price and potentially miss out on future gains. Going back to the example of the stock price being $100 per share, if you just had set a stop loss at $95, you could lose $5 because the trigger is at $95. It wouldn't care if the stock price goes up to $120 per share or higher, so you won't have the opportunity to make money unless you manually go back to your account and adjust the stop loss or sell at market value. But with the trailing stop loss, if the stock's highest price was $120 per share, you can gain $15 if the stock price ever drops because the stop price will automatically be updated. So in this example, do you now see the difference? With just a regular stop loss, you can end up losing $5, and whereas a trailing stop loss, you can gain $15. This doesn't have a cap on your profits, but it'll prevent you from losing more money. And if you aren't aware, the trailing stop loss is mostly used by day traders because this helps them automate their day trades. It'll be hard to keep track of every stock if they are day trading multiple stocks and manually have to input the trades. So just to let you know, if you didn't know about that, but that doesn't mean that you can't use it on a day that you're busy or working and it's hard for you to keep track of the stock when you're doing that. And if you're thinking about what's a good trailing amount or percentage to set it at, well, it's honestly up to you to decide. You don't want it to be too close where if the stock goes down a little, it'll trigger it, but far enough where you're comfortable of market fluctuations. Usually people set it within the 5% mark, but at the end of the day, it honestly depends on the stock and the volatility of it. So with that being said, let's jump into the app and see how to actually set one up. So first things first, go to My Promotion Center and click your 2 free stock for signing up. If you haven't done so, go to My Free Stock and then wait for a bit and then go and click Get and see what I get. CX and then another CX. All right, so I'm going to back it out and then go through with my example. So I'm going to click on the center icon so to bring up my positions, and for this example I'm going to be using ticker symbol CX. So I'm going to click on that, and then once I'm on here, the screen over here, what I'm going to do is close, or aka sell this position. So click on close on the bottom left, click on close, then I'm going to scroll down to the order type, because currently right now it's on sell, because when you in order to do this, you're going to be selling this, right? So click on the order type, and then right now it's currently on limit. Click on that, and then what you want to choose is the trailing stop. So click on that, and then there's a little description. The stop price follows the highest price of the stock by a trail amount or percentage that you set. A market sell is triggered when the stock price falls to the stop price or lower. So basically, you're gonna get a market sell on this if it triggers the stop price. So don't think that it's always gonna get to the amount that you set it at, because it's not. It's gonna just be at the market price, because sometimes there's gaps in between the stock price. So it's just avoids that, and sometimes you're not gonna get the best position. But at the same time, it helps minimize you from going into the app and always automatically update it. So for the trailing amount, you can set it in the dollar amount or on the percentage amount. So by doing that, to switch it to a percentage amount, click on the dollar sign, and I'll switch to a trail percentage. But in this case, I'm going to just use a dollar amount for the sake of easiness to read. So I'm going to just do $1. $1 is a little bit too high for a stock that's trading around $8 and 58 cents or so, or 57 cents or so. So I'm gonna scroll down right over here. So quantity, you could do all of your shares or all of your positions. So, but currently I'm just gonna do one for the sake of this. Sometimes people, for the trailing amount, they do about like within the 5% mark, but one is really too high. I just don't want this to execute. And by the way, if you get it too close to the stock price, the current market price, it won't go out. Your order won't go out. It'll just give you a notice that saying that it's too close. Maybe adjust it a little bit away from the market price. And then time in force, it's gonna be day. You can't do the get till cancel. It's gonna just be day. And then hit sell. When you're done with this, go through this little chart here saying confirming everything is okay. So just confirm again, and then you'll bring up to this page where it's gonna be in the queue. So right now your order is ready, it's good to go. So quantity is 1, filled quantity is 0, order type trailing stop, and everything is confirmed. So now you're all set. You could cancel order, modify the order, or just view the quotes. And in view the quotes, you can't see the trailing stop loss, but you can see your position on the chart. So if you just back it out, and then back it out again, and back it out one more time, and if you click on the stock that you want to do, and then actually let me do quotes. Actually, it's right over here on the bottom left on the briefcase where the dollar sign is. Just click that and you'll see your open orders. So note that the current stock price of the stock is $8.57, and since I set my trailing stop loss at $1, it'll start to execute at $7.57 if the stock decides to go downward and it doesn't reach a higher high. So take a note of that if you're doing this like a day trade or anything like that. Overall, I hope this video was somewhat informative and you're able to set a stop loss on your own. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a like and maybe consider subscribing for more weekly uploads. I'll catch y'all later.